Okay, idle air control valve cleaning. Your idle air control valve, yeah, this thing's on a tripod. You're not really going to be able to see me take it off, but I'm going to show you where it's at. I'll tell you what tools it takes to take it off, and yeah, you can figure it out. If you can change a spark plug in a push mower, you can do this. It's pretty simple. It sets, if you look right here at your air intake tube. So you got two tubes that come into it right there, right? See the big one, closest one toward us? Follow it. See it going back over there? See what it hooks to. See that little solenoid right there? You got a solenoid, you got a plug with a solenoid on it. It's the one, not the front one, it's the one behind. The first one's your throttle position sensor. But it's right there, that thing. You got to unplug it. Sometimes these hoses can get brittle and don't want to come off. If that hose right there does not want to come off that idle air control valve, just pull it out of your air intake horn right there. That's the safest way, and you don't have to worry about it. Just take it off with a hose hook to it. No big deal. It'll pop right out of that. I've done had that one off earlier anyway. But it'll pop right out. But there's, I believe there's two 8mm bolts in it. I know they're 8mm. The first one's right behind that line. You can see right there with a little bit of rust around the edge of it. That's, it's right there. And there's one underneath. I'm pretty sure there's just two. But anyway, I'm going to get it off here to show you how to clean it and show you what it looks like. And once you see it off, you'll know how to get it off. Okay, I got it out of there. And I remembered something when I started taking it out that I failed to mention. It's kind of sounds stupid, but bear with me. You see your throttle position sensor right there. You see the plug and everything on it? All that stuff is extremely sharp, and you got to put your arm down through there to get to these bolts to get this thing out. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. Lay a shop rag across that. It's very unpleasant, and if you get it just right, you can slice your arm open on it. That stuff is pretty sharp, and it's just annoying. So, you know, everybody's got a rag. Just lay a rag over that from the front to the back just to cover it up. It'll make your life more pleasant. Your tools needed to get it out, you can see them sitting right there. 1/4-inch drive ratchet, 8mm socket, 1/4-inch drive ratchet. Pretty simple. This thing does have a gasket on it. My neighbor's mowing his yard. He always mows his yard when I try to make a video. It don't matter what day of the week it is. I don't even know if you can hear me. I hope you can. There's a gasket on these things. When you take the bolts out, be careful. Usually they separate just fine. If not, you can get it like an auto parts store for a little of nothing, you know. But they usually just separate real easy. They usually stay stuck to the valve and let loose on the other side. So just kind of break it freely, very easily, you know. But here's what you got. If you look inside it, you can see it's got a little carbon down in there, right? That's all you can do with that is spray it out. You can use either carburetor cleaner or throttle body cleaner, or as I'm going to use the same darn can of mass airflow cleaner. Mine's not very dirty. Some may be worse, but you just spray it in it, shake it around a little bit, let it come out. I mean, it's pretty simple. You know, you just a spray out process. Let it soak around in there a little bit, pour it back out the other way. Can't hurt it. You just don't want to put it back together wet. But mine should be in pretty good shape. Like I said, it's been about 30,000 since I cleaned mine. Carburetor cleaner or something will be a little more aggressive if yours is real dirty. You can even use brake cleaner as far as that's concerned. You know, it's mostly just more air residue than anything. Just residue that comes through the filter, just BS from the air. And as you notice, I sprayed it back through the other side of this hose. You can take these off, but sometimes these will tear. If you try to take them off, they'll turn. As you can see, it'll turn, but the way this is, I've tore them before trying to take them off, so it's no big deal. Just leave it connected. But anyway, that's what you do. I'm gonna spray this in just a few more times and put it back on, but that's how you clean it. Pretty relatively simple process. It sets on the engine. You get it where it goes. Sets on the engine like this right here. That's the way it sets. You can see this bolt. You cannot see this one. You got to feel for it, and that's where the rag over that plug connectors and connections and stuff on all that gets into handy, because you got to stick your arm down in there, and it just, you know, just aggravating. So, but you can complete this, take it off, clean it, 15 minutes max. It's an 8mm socket, 1/4-inch drive ratchet. You've seen what I had laying there. If you got a longer extension, You can use it also on the bottom one, make it a little bit easier, but I don't think you could use it on the, well, you probably could use it on the top too, but you know, you can make do with that. But if you don't have a 1/4 inch drive ratchet set, you'll never get it off. You ain't gonna get it off with a wrench. You can just well forget it. It's socket only. See ya. Okay, on this idle air control valve, I'm throwing another tidbit in there. When you put this thing back on, I just remembered this, it makes your life easier, is start your top bolt. Where we at? Start your top bolt, rotate the whole assembly up. There's your like my finger to where I can point. Ain't gonna work, but anyway, that big shiny can there, your solenoid for it, raise it up toward the passenger side, straight up, and then stick your bolt through the hole in the control valve, and then rotate it back down and find your hole to actually attach it there to the upper intake, because you can't see it at all, you know, when you try to put it back in. Another thing I'm going to show you to check, relatively simple. Yeehaw! We're going on an adventure here. Is if you are having just, you know, running issues, which is why you normally clean this, just come right here. You see that thing right there? That is a Pcv valve. Don't go buy one. These are pretty redundant. That's the original one of this car at 150,000 miles. So what you do to get it out is pull the hose off of it, and it's got a flat on it. It looks almost like a wrench right there under where the hose comes off. You'll be able to see. You take a crescent wrench and it turns out just like a bolt. It loosens and it comes out. It's twist locks. Pull it out, spray it out too while you're at it. I'm not going to pull mine out because I actually pulled mine out and serviced the car, so you know, I kind of do that every 2 or 3 times just keep it cleaned out. That, you know, controls your vacuum. So you know, that'll create running issues. And one more thing to always check is after you've parked your car for all night, you've left it sitting overnight, when you hit your brakes first thing in the morning, are they soft? Are they power assist from the vacuum? You can see where that hose hooks onto that vacuum booster right there. You see that little white dot in the middle of that valve? Those tend to go bad, and if they do, they can cause the car to run a little funny. But just check your vacuum hoses and stuff. There's not a whole lot of vacuum hoses on these cars, but you know, just look and make sure everything's connected and everything, all the hoses are good and everything. These elbows on these cars are bad, to go bad. You can see right there, see how it's weather cracked? They do that. Mine are still solid. I mean, there's no problems with them. Come on, zoom, zoom, focus. There we go. See, they've got some weather cracks, but there's no major, there's no problems yet, you know. And there's 2 ways of fixing them if they do give you a problem. You can wrap them up in black tape, electrical tape, just wrap around and around and around them, seal them back up, but, you know, they're not very expensive at the Ford dealer. You've got them on the other side there, too, goes into air intake, and you've also got one on an idle air control valve, so. Anyway, see y'all.